Hello, and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. My name is Nelson, and we're going to be taking a look at Titansgrave today. Not the YouTube series on Geeks and Sundry, but the actual rulebook. Now, Chris already did a cursory review of the rulebook, which was cool. It was great. I want to get a little bit more mean with it, I guess. Because when I first heard his review, it sounded, without even looking, that this was just it wasn't even a splat book. I thought it might have been a splat book. His review painted the picture of it being more of an encounter sort of thing, an adventure sort of thing, and it is actually. When I smartened up and actually looked at the cover of the book, it says it right there, an adventure series for Fantasy Age. So with that said, it's not an expansive setting book. You're not going to get all the pages and pages that some, books have, right? It's, let's see, it's 96 pages for the book in total. The first 20 pages are dedicated to the setting of Volcana. The next 3 pages are dedicated to the character options, which is the Saurian race, so you get a new race. You get a handful of new equipment that represents some of the equipment in Volcana, including power weapons. They don't give you an extensive list of power weapons because the power weapons is a mod for any pre-existing melee weapon that you could add on. You can just tack it on. And blaster pistols, blaster rifles, and armors. Okay? As well as a new talents and just where those talents would fit in the larger scale of things in Fantasy Age. After those 3 pages of character options, the next 72 pages are dedicated to the Titansgrave adventure. This is an adventure series, so 70% of the book is dedicated to the adventure. With that said, if you're looking at the pricing, currently I was looking at the PDF. The PDF is like $13, and Fantasy Age, the book, the rules book, the setting agnostic rules book, is only $15, $16 on drive-thru. If you look at the actual physical books, Titansgrave is like 23 or 22, while Fantasy Age is only 25. So you get an entire rule book for 25, and you have an adventure series half the size of the rule book for 23. If you look at that pricing model and you dwell on that pricing model, you're going to tear your heart out, say it's not worth it, because that's kind of how I felt in the very beginning. But then looking through other adventure modules and whatnot, the pricing is actually fairly competitive, and if you look at Titansgrave and Fantasy Age, the two of them together are still like the price of maybe Dragon Age or Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook or Edge of the Empire. You're still getting a good value. You're still getting, it's not like a discount value or anything, but you're still getting comparable pricing. So don't feel, oh my god, you're still getting pretty comparable pricing. You have, you get a setting. Let's see, there's, how many races are there again in Fantasy Age? There's the orcs, humans, halflings, gnomes, elves, who am I forgetting? Dwarves. How can I forget dwarves? Dwarves are like my favorite race. Dwarves and Saurians. 7 races, 7 player races, only 3 classes, granted. So 7 races, 3 classes, a setting to play in, a pair of beautiful maps. I have to show you these maps. I don't even know if it'll do justice in the resolution of YouTube's. But you see this? This is the city-state of Nestora. Look at that. Beautiful maps, utterly beautiful, drawn with time and care. All right. That's how close I was zoomed in, and this is how big the map actually is. So really high resolution maps. You get the city of Nestora, and of course the actual world map. Beautiful, 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 wonderful maps. As well as everything you get in Fantasy Age for a comparable price to, say, the Player's Handbook or the Player's Handbook and DMG or Edge of the Empire, one of those splat books. So what I'm saying is, if you want to go Fantasy Age, if you buy Fantasy Age, and you want something to work with in the beginning, you can get Titansgrave. It's not a ridiculously overpriced combination. It's priced pretty well. Personally, I would enjoy if Green Ronin would have had a bundle for both Fantasy Age and Titansgrave. So maybe they'll do it in the future. Who knows? So yeah, I'm just ranting now, and I could rant forever. Those who know me know that I don't shut up, so I think I will. Gotta force myself. Put the Titansgrave back on there. Bam! Ashes of Volcano. Oh, and another great thing. I said 7 races, right? Great thing about how Fantasy Age works is the half races. They don't give you any half elves or half orcs because you can combine 2 of the races together and you get a half race. Like in Titansgrave, there's half Saurian, half orc, half elf, half dwarf, or half human, half dwarf. It's just great. Real easy, real simple, real just, alright. Before I forget, though I said there's only 3 pages of character options within the Titansgrave adventure set, with how simple the rule set for Fantasy Age is, that is actually a lot. Okay? Because you get an entire race. If you look at something like D&D, they have like 2-3 pages for a race. But then again, their rule system, though simplified, is still a bit convoluted in ways. More math involved. So you get an entire race. Okay. You introduced energy weapons. Great. A modification to do to other melee weapons, which makes them powered. So, if you want chain swords or little like electrical swords or axe blades with energy dancing around it, you flip a switch, it's now a power weapon. Good, great, awesome. Added a whole thing into there by that one modification. Beautiful. Simple, right? It's the theme of the Age system so far. Well, Fantasy Age. Because at this current point in time, the Age system is split between how Dragon Age works and Fantasy Age. And unfortunately, the little mini splat books that they have are geared towards the Dragon Age side. But you get a lot, is what I'm trying to say. It's only a few pages, but they're meaningful. And with that said, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop ranting and leave you with that little tidbit of information. So until I see you, ladies and gents, next time, my name is Nelson. This has been Infinite Roleplay. Peace.